this short video training module on why the consulting field is growing and always will be. This short video is basically just going to be straight to the point, giving you many different reasons why the consulting industry is thriving, why it's constantly expanding, constantly diversifying, and why if you get good at consulting and the practice of consulting best practices, you'll probably have a lot of career opportunities in front of you, and I can guarantee that consulting as a business will never ever go away, and here's all the reasons why. First off, there was somebody in 1862 who died who is said to have known everything in the world. He was the last person to supposedly have known everything in the world. Of course, he literally didn't, but people said that of him. It'd be funny if someone said that now, even if it was refined to one niche. Even, think about it, even in the field of engineering, there's so many specializations. Even within electrical engineering, could somebody know everything in the world about electrical engineering? Every day, things change so quickly that it would not be possible. They say that knowledge doubles every 5 years. It used to be 7 years. Before that, it was 15 years. And if you look at the trend there, pretty soon they're going to say knowledge doubles every year. That's because everything's becoming more diverse, more specialized, more niched, and more global in nature. The result of that is that corporations and businesses that want to take advantage of opportunities or improve their systems cannot keep up with the amount of information out there that's available to them. They can't improve their systems fast enough. They can't implement software efficiently enough. They can't launch new products and services effectively enough. They can't implement marketing in the number of diverse ways available to them today without a consultant to help them get on track on what auto follow-up emails are, what search engine optimization is, etc. So the world right now is changing so quickly, even the best corporations in the world who have 10,000 employees still hire consultants to help them move even faster. Even though they have all those resources available to them, billions of dollars in resources available, thousands of employees, they still have to hire consultants because they need to move even faster. General Electric tries to be number 1 or number 2 in each of their businesses, and their whole business is formed around the competitive advantage of innovation, innovation at work and innovation in their engineering and everything they do in business. And the reason they've gone to that point is because they've figured out that the only sustainable competitive advantage is innovation. Being able to change consistently, quickly, and adapt very rapidly is the only sustainable competitive advantage from their point of view. Same for 3M. They try 100 products, 2 or 3 work, they market those heavily, they become multi-million-dollar, billion-dollar products. They move very quickly, and that's the way the world is headed. That is how people in corporations will do very well over the long term, is adapting to these changes very rapidly. Consulting will never go away because of a bad economy, because in a bad economy, lots of publicly traded corporations and mid-sized businesses will have headcount limits. And this is basically where the HR department or the CEO or CFO says, that's it, our payroll's too high, there's high payroll taxes, high training expenses, high benefit expenses, insurance expenses. We can't afford to hire any more employee because even if they only cost $40,000 a year, they're costing us another $40,000 a year and all those other types of expenses such as payroll taxes. So because of that, lots of times I've been hired as a consultant because the person in charge of a business unit or business department is in charge of implementing a large project or a large software implementation or a large piece of work, and they don't have the means to get it done. Everyone in their department is already busy, and while they don't have approval to adjust their headcount or hire new people, they do have a budget to spend, and they want to allocate some of that budget to hire consultants, and that is what drives the consulting business during a bad economy. There's headcount limits. They need people to get into place and get work done. There's always going to be more and more work done, whether the economy is good or bad. In a good economy, there are high growth opportunities that we were just talking about. People want to take advantage of new industries, new geographical regions, new product lines, new services. They need consultants to figure out how to have more effective marketing, how to implement things more quickly, how to improve their processes, and how to just have an overall more efficient business so they can take advantage of new opportunities. And the same goes in bad economies. If they need to reduce costs, then a sustainability or a supply chain management or process improvement expert could reduce their costs in waste, or reduce their costs in time or capital invested in resources. And so consultants can be popular in bad economies for that reason as well. International business is thriving. Over the past 15 years, it's exploded at every level. Even sub $100,000 businesses are global in nature now. It used to be that you had to have 10 million, 50 million, 100 million in revenue typically to be globally operating. Nowadays, everybody is globally operating through the internet, almost everybody. And that means that they need consultants to help them adjust to those cultural differences, language differences, how business is done in those other areas. Not everybody needs a consultant, but it's definitely a growing trend, and lots of consulting jobs are opened up because of that trend. Another thing to really remember here about why consulting is growing now and always will be is compliance. Whenever there's a bad economy and then a recovery, people are looking for answers. Somebody needs to be punished, something needs to be regulated, something needs to be better controlled. New compliance rules means huge work. Lots of times corporations don't know how to do the work. They need to hire experts. Even if they knew how to do it, they don't have the resources. They need to hire consultants. So if you can be that expert consultant to help them meet that compliance needs, I know consulting firms that went from $500,000 a year in revenue to $10 million a year in revenue for 7 years straight, all because of one new compliance rule that went into place a few years ago. So it's definitely a huge opportunity for consultants, and compliance can come in good economies or bad. Typically, the most compliance comes after a bad economy. The economy is starting to pick back up, and then people are looking back and saying, we don't want that to happen again, and somebody wants to make a political statement and making sure, from their point of view, that it doesn't. Another thing to remember is that to take advantage of all these trends and not only make sure that your consulting firm stays in business or that you keep employed in the consulting industry, and not only just be confident that the consulting industry will always be around, but if you really want to be very successful, then you need to really define your niche, have a laser focus on your consulting client avatar, and just have a obsession over knowing your niche industry so well that people see you as the expert. You've written the best books, you give the best workshops and seminars, webinars, ebooks, blog, you have the best website, etc. Define that very specific, narrow, super high profitable niche or niches and dominate those, and you'll probably do very well over the long term. So thank you for joining us today. This is businesstraining.com, where you can earn master's level qualifications to help you make more money.